Hello everyone, Lord Baldrith here with Echoes from the Caverns, newscast dated August 29th, 2014. Echoes from the Caverns is distributed by Isycle and is a joint podcast project created and ran by Lord Baldrith, Asclepius, and Isycle. Background music by Stephen J. Goldman. Well, we have a special guest today, Sir Isycle. Nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Yeah, welcome. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. Can't complain.
Excellent. Okay. So it's the week after a release, and yet we have another release.
Yeah.
Which
Letting us play again.
Which is great. Has anybody been in so far?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not today, just been playing around, just got home from work.
Oh, work. The curse of the playing man.
That's right.
Yeah, I dived in very briefly late last night. Just tried to start rearranging a deck to get something a bit more effective.
Mm-hmm. Was there some more patches?
Yes, we're up to 143, I think.
Ah, great.
And the game client's been updated a couple of times. So they've ironed out a few little bugs.
That's great.
It'll be exciting to see what they've got for us. So basically it's a re-release of R9. Nothing's been wiped, so all our characters are still there.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Still have our little house. And
Yes.
Harving cold.
Yes, that's right. Terrific. Okay, so in the news this week, the release reopens to coincide with the conventions PAX versus Dragon Con. I believe quite a number of people are going to one or either of those, so it'll be fun for anybody who can get there.
Yeah. Do you know where the convention's being held?
No, I was about to ask that.
Oh, I was just reading through.
I think I read a note from Gabriel that he's down in Atlanta.
Oh, so he went to it this year,
Yes,
huh?
yes.
Great.
So that's where one of them is anyway.
Yeah.
And there'll be Richard and Star and the team will be there flying the flag.
Yeah, getting some more backers.
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome.
And we got the Release 9 Perspectives, Release 10 Preview.
Yeah, did you get a chance to watch that video?
Yes, yeah, I did. That was really good.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Yeah, they're saying the combat, they're making it more fun and more balanced. The good thing about it, I thought, was Chris commented that he agreed that some of the combat changes weren't a lot of fun. I think Isaiah pointed out one or two things. When you right-click on a slug or on a card to try to get rid of it, it's as if you've cast something, so you have to go through the cooldown time.
Yeah. That's a killer,
Yeah. So the short story is they say, yep, we hear you. That's not a lot of fun. That will be fixed.
Yeah,
that's great.
That's awesome. I like Star saying we get to salt or slugs.
Yes.
Yeah. If you do get slugs, it's nice to be able to just get rid of them.
That's right.
That's right. Absolutely. Yep. So it's nice to know that they're continuing to listen to the community and that they're doing the very best they can.
Yeah, it's a very controversial topic.
Oh, I know. I mean, if you look in the forum this week, there's a couple of pretty long and passionate threads about combat.
There's a few.
Yes.
I like to see it, though, because that does bring on more ideas.
Well, it does. And as they said themselves, I mean, they love the feedback, even if it does make them cry sometimes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, some people are a little hurtful in their
right.
way of wording things, so...
Yeah. But they can draw from it and they learn what works, what doesn't work, and hey, it makes a better game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're generous enough and honest enough to say, keep on with the feedback, and we love it. So you'd have to be pretty
we've seen a
tough
lot
to
of
be a
good-
developer.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Need some pretty tough skin there, but yeah, they seem to be doing good.
Oh, I reckon.
Yeah.
That's right. Because in this sort of environment, even just looking at the threads that are going around this week, you're never going to please everybody. And there's passionate opinions on one side and the other. And there comes a point, I guess, where you just have to say, look, we've listened to you all, guys, and this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And they were talking about mini-maps are coming. That'll be good.
Mini-maps in comparison to what we've already seen?
Well, no, mini-maps will be there, and the point was raised, can we zoom in on the mini-maps to make them a bit more clear? And they said, yes, that's a plan. That's an aspirational goal. Not sure when. And they're talking about how to get players moving around and exploring different areas.
Yeah.
So
We need more to do, definitely.
that's right, yeah, we do. Yeah, activities to take people to different places.
Yeah.
And maybe having master trainers thinly spread around the world. So you really have to go and find them.
I hope they do put that in one of the releases where you got to actually do it the way you're supposed to in game. Go find a trainer and
Yes.
choose what you're going to do.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
They'll probably do that once they get the leveling in, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And did you see that segment where they were talking about reagents?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a fairly animated discussion, and they're still arm wrestling about that.
There's some fighting going on about that one, too.
I know. But
You don't want to make the game too hard, but you don't want to make it too easy.
that's right.
You know, it's a hard thing to figure.
Yeah.
I'm on the side of needing regions only because I think a mage should be kind of hard to play and rewarding to play.
Yes. Yeah, I hear you. I'm with you there. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
then
that's
there's some good points made that, you know, then they'll be overpowered, and then the rich people can just always have regions, and it won't really be a big deal. So that's really a rough one to balance.
Sure.
I've seen some really good arguments on that.
Although one thing I got from it, and I think this is where they're going for, when the game is finished and when we have a fully up and functional open world, you won't buy reagents in a shop. So it doesn't matter if you're rich. The raw materials are out there in the environment, and you have to go get them, sport.
Can you buy them from players?
Yes. And this is what will stimulate the player economy.
That's true. So there's not going to be a reagent shop.
Well,
per se.
don't quote me, but that's the impression I got. I mean, yeah, having them from merchants for this release was a quick and dirty way to do it.
Yeah.
Because, okay, you can get some reagents, that's fine.
But
Well, they could even leave them in if the NPC vendors charge like a higher amount than the player would be able to get them for. Then the player vendors would prosper a little easier.
That's right, yes.
True.
And that's a possible option. Yeah.
And something that UO did was a good idea is the vendors had very limited supplies.
Sure. Okay.
That's another thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that would encourage people to move around. It encourages interdependence, so the economy becomes self-sufficient. And people will eventually get to know, for instance, that if you head up to the north of Novia, this little place called Wizard's Rest, there's a lovely old mage up there who's got a huge garden next to his house, grows just about everything, and when he's not growing, he's out in the wilderness fossicking for things. So whatever his vendor doesn't have isn't worth getting.
No plug there at all.
No, absolutely not. No. And I think that kind of thing will come online. People will specialise in different things.
Right. You'll
You'll
be known for your sales store.
Yes. You'll have Fred's friendly carpentry and home decorating service.
Yep.
No job too small.
Time Lord's mystical shop.
Yeah, yes, that's right. Yes. And now that, as we were talking about last week, the radios have come online, or the ether amplifier.
Yeah.
Everybody can have a radio in their home, picking up Avatar's radio, and I'm sure people might like to advertise their services.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So
That's fun.
it's going to be a whole new economy.
So you could be listening to your radio at home, and a store advertisement could come on telling you where it's at, and you could
That's
go
right. Yeah,
go find it. How
that's
about
right. Yeah.
that? That'd be fun.
And then you don't have to blindly wander around the whole continent. You sort of have an idea, okay, for carpentry, go here. For blacksmithing, go there. Alchemy, there's an alchemist in that town down there. Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, it's all good.
I love shopping in game.
Oh, great. Okay. And what else have we got? We got Star's summary of R9.
Yeah. That was good, wasn't it?
It was, yes. And talking about what we could expect in Release 10, they're going to go for stability, which is nice. I had quite a few crashes in R9.
Yeah, me too.
I think a few people did.
Mm-hmm.
But they'll be putting it together.
Previous to that, they have the Royal Scepter and Royal Orb Lord rewards.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's
I wonder
good.
if they do anything.
Yes, I believe they do. If you have one of those, you can grant the ability to reduce the rent of any lot deed by 50% for 1 month.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wonder if you can do it to multiple lots.
Yeah. And the Royal Orb grants the player the ability to reduce the rent of any vendor by 50% for a month. They can only be used once a month. So maybe that applies to yourself.
If you want to buy a taxed lot,
Yeah,
that'd be.
okay.
that's right.
I don't know if they're selling vendors, if that's something that's going to happen, or how
Sure.
that goes.
Yeah,
I could see needing it for those.
yeah, that's right.
Aren't we going to probably want more than one vendor, so.
Yeah. So I guess what they're saying is if you're at Lord level and buy a taxed lot from the store, well, effectively it's half tax because you can just reduce your rent every month,
Yeah. That's great.
which is really nice.
Yeah.
And you can create savings for the people in your town, or.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
could also be used as a service to lower somebody else's vendor costs for a price.
It
Yeah.
sure could. Yes.
Yeah, for a small fee, which is
Yes.
cheaper than your saving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if someone in your town is having a hard time, you could cut them a break for a month,
Yeah.
Yeah.
reduce their rent. Okay.
That's a good feature.
And they've got some lovely screenshots there from R9.
Yeah, they are. I like that one with the birds.
That was great, wasn't it?
Where was that at? I didn't see those.
Nor did I. Wow. People do some amazing and imaginative things.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. And everybody jumping in the fountain there.
Yeah, that's great.
That's a sense of community spirit, that is.
I guess there's no limits to your hot tub, how many you can put in there, huh?
That's right.
Not really.
Okay.
Be fully dressed, too.
And some lovely pictures of the expanded Duke waterfront lot.
Yes.
That looks like...
They've got like beachfront, they got beach things.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that makes it almost worthwhile being a Duke.
Ooh, yeah.
What a place to live.
You park your boat over there. That's just awesome.
That's right.
So they're trying to give us incentive to go up to Duke, huh?
Yep. That's for
that's-
sure.
That's pretty sneaky.
It is. Wow. Really, you have your own island.
Yeah.
You do, you do.
Yeah. So that's a pretty cool reward.
I wonder how that works inside of a player town. Can you put an island in your town,
Oh, right. Yeah.
or is it separate?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. You might have a humongous lake in the middle of town,
Yeah,
and then this island in the centre of it.
that'd be neat.
Yeah. There you go. Right,
Yeah, I
that's
can't
it.
wait to see that. All the plans for the towns. That'll be really cool.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay. Have you heard back any feedback on your town, Lord Baldrith?
Mostly I've just been getting some very nice drawings from Avatar Acid. It looks really great. It's nice and snowy, and
Lovely.
unfortunately I haven't heard anything official about adding things like ice lakes and ice fishing, but I figure I'll talk about that when we get our one-on-ones.
Sure. I'm sure that'll come a bit closer to the release date.
Yeah.
Yep.
I forget if they gave us any kind of idea when they were going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure.
Okay.
But we're getting close to October, which was the initial release date, so we might start hearing some things.
Yep.
Yeah, they haven't hinted anything that I've heard.
No. Like cloth maps, those were due out
Yeah, they were
October.
due out a year ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there might have been a typo on something. But are they done enough to draw them out and get a map on there, or are they waiting for player towns, or what's going to be on the cloth map?
Yeah, good. Yeah, because the player towns could be,
Yeah,
I guess.
that would be cool, wouldn't it? That'd be really awesome.
Oh, that'd be lovely. Yes.
Yeah.
Really, the more detail, the better.
Oh yeah, I'd love that.
Well, if they give us a cloth map now, and 6 months from now they can sell us another one with the player towns.
I know we'd want to buy those.
That's a good idea.
Pretty tricky there. Oof.
Yeah. Yep. And I just noticed in the forum today, where did I see that? There's a concept art of Hilt.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing pictures.
From Steven?
From Stephen, yes.
Yep.
Hmm.
I didn't see that one. It must have come up after I was looking. Were they talking about doing something with weapons and armor?
Armour, yes. Yes. Yeah, and that is further down.
Thought I saw something about that.
Yeah. Pen of the Avatar. A session with Stephen Daniel, and talking about creating new looks for armour and clothing.
Ah, yes.
So I have no idea what that's going to be about,
Oh.
but I reckon that'll be fascinating.
I really hope that's talking about appearance slots, because that was something I was wondering about.
Yes.
That would be great.
They'll be taking questions and feedback in the chat room,
Okay.
and he'll be talking about shape psychology and incorporates your ideas into his designs. So if you care about what you wear, you'll definitely want to be there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
And we might hear a little more detail on cloaks and
Yes.
that matter to
Yeah.
those of us
Yes.
ages.
Yeah. I really hope they get the cloaks organised soon.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping for some new styles of cloaks and some nice robes.
Yes. Yep.
Wizard attire, you know.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, apparently Scott Jennings, a.k.a. Loom the Mad, has challenged Stephen to take the ice bucket challenge.
Oh, that's great.
And
I
that's
hope they
been,
videotape it.
yes, it's been accepted and it will air live on the show.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
Did you ever hear back from, I think somebody else challenged Richard, was it,
Yes,
Oh,
Darium. Darium
Darium.
challenged Richard. Yes. And the challenge was accepted.
oh, good.
Yes.
See that too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And the video cut at a very appropriate point. Did you see the video, Sir Isycle?
I did. I forget the details exactly. But
yeah.
I believe his whole family was involved in that.
They were. Yes. Yes. He was sitting there in the yard with Letitia and got Kanga over, and she was sitting on their lap. And then he dumped the bucket of ice water all over all of them.
All of them, huh?
Yeah, all of them.
Well, that's right.
Poor little kid.
Oh, no. Yeah, no. Was it ice water, too?
I presume so. I mean,
Okay.
that's the spirit of the challenge, so I guess it was.
Oh, boy. Well, good thing it's summer, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And this raises money for ALS, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Well, it raises awareness. And
Raises
you can
awareness.
you can also donate.
Oh, good. Great. Yeah.
I found the thread that Stephen did on maps, too. That was pretty neat.
Oh, nifty.
Very nice looking map there.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Yep.
Yeah, it is. I'm wondering is that the whole of Novia, that map? Is that how big it is?
I believe so, yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of wondering, how do player towns relate to that map? Are they going to just be somewhere on the land there?
I reckon so, yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks like the main map, and player towns will be sort of nestled in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And they'll say to you, well, do you want it in the northeast, northwest, wherever, section of the continent? Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if we know anything about climate, what section's cold, what's hot, what's forest.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, because they're with the food system. Things grow in certain seasons as well.
yeah, that would make sense.
Hey, that's true. That'll make it interesting.
They can really make some deep features if they can get climate into the game.
They can. Yep. Oh, that'll be good fun.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that'll
I'm
be
looking
great.
forward. That's the kind of stuff I'm really looking forward to, is the whole harvesting, crafting side of it.
Yep.
It's really. We haven't seen much about it since release 3 or 4. Never getting into it. So
Yep.
it should be upcoming one of these days. One of these releases.
Yes.
Have we heard anything about trade routes or?
No, I don't think we have.
No, I don't believe so.
No.
No. Yeah.
That'd be fun.
That'll be interesting. Yep.
Yeah.
I have heard that as part of the overall plan, there may well and probably will be quests where you're asked to take something, carry something from one side of the continent to the other.
Mm-hmm.
And this may be an essential part of the overall quest, and it also may be some contraband goods, so you are flagged for PvP when you're doing this quest. So it just makes it a bit more interesting and challenging.
Now, something else I would hope to see in stuff like that is your character literally loaded down with something on his back.
Yes.
It just slows you way down, and you've got to try to avoid all the aggro and whatever you're getting involved with.
Sure.
Otherwise, you lose your sack, fall on the ground and break or something. That'd make it all the more exciting.
It would, wouldn't it?
Or you can find that's where you'd need to find some sort of wagon or something to maybe take you faster.
Yes.
Safer.
Yes.
Things like that. That's fun.
Yep. And that's where we could use pack horses.
Right? Yeah. Pack horses. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I love pack horses. I hope they make it in.
Okay. So, now, Sir Isycle, you've been involved with Shroud for quite a while?
Yeah, I joined about the second week of Kickstarter.
Wow. So what was it that... How did you find about it? What was it attracted you?
I was in a different forum for a different game that I'm not going to mention, and
Sure.
it was mentioned there that there was a game being developed that could be like UO. So I went there and my eyes just opened wide and my jaw dropped to the floor, and it took me a while for it to, like, they want some money out of me and I don't get the game today.
Yeah.
So when
You've got to get your head around that.
When the shock and awe wore off, then I started off small.
Yep.
And then I kept watching and I added more, and then I kept watching and I added more, and here we are.
Sounds like a familiar story.
Yep, that's great.
That's excellent.
It's funny how a lot of people hear about the best games while playing other games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And have you had much of a history with Ultima?
I started my first, everybody's first RPG should have been, in my opinion, Ultima 4, which is what mine was. And I just completely fell in love with that, and I wanted to play that over and over again. Then I played 5, and then I went back to 1, 2, and 3, and I didn't play all of them, but I played a good number of them. And then I played UO for many years.
Yeah.
Right.
There hasn't been a game since UO,
No.
That was the game.
Yeah. It's a totally different concept, and I think it's a wonderful concept. The Ultimas, UO as well, I guess, although I never played it much, but they make you think.
Yeah.
They sure do.
Especially the like in the Ultimas, you don't do things because it's a bad thing to do bad things in the game, and that's just really different from every other game out there.
Oh. Yeah, that's right. It's a virtue system.
Yeah.
That you can extrapolate to real life.
You actually feel that these NPCs are important.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just a piece of pixels that you can destroy and not think anything about it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I think I remember Richard Garriott commenting once that his concept was people treat you in life how you treat them. And it's a concept that he tried to introduce in the game.
Mm-hmm.
That you will be treated how you treat people. And I think it's a wonderful concept in a game and in life.
Yeah.
That's why the bonds you made in UO are so strong, because you really get close to people in a game like that.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon you would, yeah.
And I still have friends from them.
Yeah. And you're often playing with sort of like-minded people.
Yeah.
People with similar sorts of ideas and values, and yeah, as you say, they'd become really good friends.
Yep.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Magic. And I believe you've made a pretty significant achievement, Sir Isycle, with your spreadsheet. Can you tell us a little about that?
I've been playing around with it for several months, I think it is by now. Yeah, it was started by Style Tackle. I noticed it on the forums, and I just go, wow, I love these things. So I started playing with it and discovering how to do different things, and that led to different things. So now what we have is a spreadsheet that, in its current form, is able to track the value of items from the starting from the base item price. So like an ore or a log or well, they're not in there yet, berries or whatnot, stuff that you harvest or stuff that you just find in the world. That has you set a base price to that, and 30 steps further on, as it's being processed, that item value can be calculated. So you know in the end, you know in the beginning how much it's going to cost before you do anything with it. So you know if you can afford it or not, and you know on your vendor how much you should charge for this so that you're not losing money. And if somebody else is charging X amount for this item, you know if they're charging way too much or not. And also to build the item, you select the end item that you want to make, and it'll show you which pieces you need for what and how many, and the steps in the order that is involved to create the item. So you want to make a suit of armor. It'll tell you how much ore you need and how much of this and how much of that. So you can, plan your day, plan your journey to go get your ore based on already knowing exactly what you need.
That's fantastic.
So can you put a quantity in? Like, I want to make 5 suits of armor, and it'll tell you exactly what you need?
That's right. You can put a quantity in. You can you can even I want 5 suits of armor, but I have X amount of ore or an X amount of bars already. So what is the other stuff that I need?
Wow, that's handy.
Yeah, I think that's going to be an essential reference tool for anybody who's even halfway interested in crafting.
Yep.
And then it also has a markup workbook, which is a separate sheet that it links to, so that you can set your own prices.
Oh yeah.
So that if I do updates, it's not going to wipe your price list. What I'm thinking of for the future, like before the game release, I don't know if I can get it out, but I'm hoping to, is that you don't have to rely on me to do updates to the recipe list, because right now they added a new release, now there's whatever new recipes, and then they have to go to the wiki to look them up and go to the spreadsheet and type them in. What the idea is to link directly to the wiki and have it auto-populate with new recipes.
Very good. Yeah.
Can it come straight from the game, or?
No, it cannot come straight from the game because they want us to find the recipes ourselves.
Oh, yes.
Somebody first has to discover the recipe, then share it with the wiki, and then because the wiki has some legal agreements with Portalarium as to some of their things, like their pictures and whatnot. So it has to go through the wiki.
Okay. So what you're hoping for is as soon as somebody discovers a recipe and shares it on the wiki, it'll populate into your spreadsheet.
That's correct.
Right.
Because they have already given me a command which will download the entire recipe list to a spreadsheet, to a separate spreadsheet. And I haven't yet, but I have to work on that to put that into the correct fields, and that should be working.
Fantastic. Excellent. All right. So for anybody who's listening and interested, where do we find the spreadsheet?
The spreadsheet can be found in Sir Style Teckle's Caverns and Beyond website in the Tools section. There's a download link there. There's also a download link in the bottom of my signature on the forums.
Beautiful.
So if you look up Sir Dorham Isycle, and it'll be in my signature.
Terrific. Okay, well, I'm sure that's going to get a lot of use.
It's awesome.
Fantastic. And do you have a play style? Do you play as a warrior, archer, or a mage, or a crafter?
My warfare, I like bowing, like with the bow and arrow.
Yeah.
And I like magery. I like fire magery. So I like to keep, I like to keep my distance, is what it seems to be. And I like moving around.
That's
and
a good combination.
for crafting, I don't know if I like crafting as much as I like gathering.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm more of a gatherer.
Yep.
Hunter-gatherer.
Ah.
So my favorite is doing the skinning hides, killing deers and whatnot, and getting the hides.
Oh yes,
and the meats.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's relevant to your class to get leather, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Have you noticed in the last couple of releases that resources seem pretty thin on the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a concern of mine. There's like to get ore and to get trees. They're far and few between.
Yes.
Now, I don't know whether that's because they were concentrating on combat. Maybe that's part of the balance that will be addressed as we go down the road. I hope so.
There doesn't need to be, in my opinion, like a forest of trees you can chop down, but a tree should give more than one log or two logs.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah, that's
Well,
right.
I gathered cotton to make armor, my cloth armor, and it took me about 4 hours.
Yeah.
You need a lot of cotton to make each piece of yarn or whatever it is you need to make it armor out of. And
And when you look at the bush, there's like 100 balls of cotton on there. Like, come on.
Can I click on it again? No.
Yeah. That'd be good. Yeah, click on the same bush a couple of times instead of all at once. That would work too.
Where are my little sheep? How come I can't skin my little sheep?
That's right.
Unless that's wool instead of cotton, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I tried to skin them in town, but it didn't work.
Oh, no.
No, it didn't work. I tried that as well.
Yeah.
It didn't even give it on the corpse.
No, it didn't. No bloody wool or
so.
nothing.
I guess they'll have to add that.
Yeah, I was hoping they would remember to add that. That's really fun.
Yeah.
See, you're not supposed to kill the sheep in Owl's Head.
I guess
You get
not.
in trouble. You get in
Yeah.
trouble. I did it anyway. I wanted to see.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did.
Yeah. Oh, I remember in UO they were real fluffy before you cut them. They were really.
Yeah, then
really,
they went all skinny.
Yeah, then they're. And a lot of people used to trap them in their houses so they could have a supply.
And is there anything else from UO that you'd like to see in Shroud? Any other features from Ultima Online?
What? Well, my favorite. Well, okay, not a favorite, but one of the things I would like to see is some sort of recall system, so that not just to our house, not just to our town, but not necessarily thousands like in UO, but several places in the world that we can mark and and zap over there.
Like a mark and recall system.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be really handy, wouldn't it? Yeah.
It just takes too long to get to, because of every zone you have to load into.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you want to get back to someplace else, and you have to run over there and then load into that. So why not just go from one straight to the other?
That's
Plus,
right.
I want to be able to mark vendors that I find that I really like that are kind of out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You'd
yeah,
never
that's
find it
handy.
again, you know? That was something I loved about UO, was the marking system.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I
The
hope
earlier
that-
ones, as I recall, the runes, they wore out, so you could only use them X amount of times, and then they didn't work anymore. You had to remark them.
So you got to make sure before it falls apart, you get it remarked, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, but that'd be so handy when you find that little vendor or that little shop that just sells the perfect thing that you really need.
Yeah.
When you run out, you can go straight back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the same with harvesting. You find a great place to go get a whole bunch of wood.
Yes. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. There we go. Well, we can keep pushing for it. Hope they put it in.
Push for it. I know it's controversial too.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Well, hey, what isn't?
Everything is. They just need to put everything in and then let you choose what you want, right?
Yeah. Like with most of the things, one party is vying for one thing and the other party is vying for another thing, and then both parties say, well, can we have an option to have either? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
pretty soon the game will be so big with so many options that it'll be a mud.
Yeah, it's a sandbox.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like the whole full loot argument. Just click a button, make it happen, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, there's only one thing for sure, that I don't think they'll completely please everybody. But
No.
hopefully they'll mostly please most of the people.
Yeah.
Well, the more availability of options that you give people, the more people you will please.
Yeah, yeah. And they said one good thing in the hangout. The game's being developed, and a lot of the stuff that we're seeing is just temporary and quick and dirty fixes so that we can play this little bit. It's not how it's going to be.
That's right.
Yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's important to remember that, because when you're playing there and it's really bothering you, you don't have to get irate about it, because it's not necessarily going to just stay that way.
That's exactly right, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's continually under change and development and flux, and expect it to be different next time.
That's right. Just watch the forums. If there's 1,000 posts on some subject, it'll probably change.
Yes, yes.
Yep. Yeah. It's fun to throw ideas out there and just hope that you see somebody take notice of them.
It
You know,
is, yeah.
For sure.
You can actually affect the game. That's cool.
Yeah, and the developers have said that they do read the forums. I don't know how they find the time, but they do.
Yeah, I know it. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to some really wonky recipes from Richard.
Oh, yeah.
Like not the ordinary Earth recipes, but I don't know, some really whacked out recipes. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're talking in the food area?
Yeah, like I've noticed spider eggs or spider eyes and spider legs. Is that
Yes.
for eating? What is that?
Could
Yeah,
be.
that's right. Yeah, we've got all these things now, but we don't know what to do with them yet.
I put them on the crafting table. Believe me, I mess with them.
And nothing happened?
No, I thought surely some of those spider parts would make poison arrows, poison somethings.
Sure.
Nope,
Yeah.
not ready. Unless I just guessed wrong. I might have.
Yeah.
You've got to
Well,
have the
that-
exact.
They might feed into alchemy, but that's just not on the table yet. Who
Yeah.
knows?
I don't think they've added recipes yet. I did remember in one of the hangouts, or I think the last one, that Richard said that Chris had added a new way to add recipes, so that in one day they could add like 200 recipes. So that's what they're going to do.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
At
I
least
want,
that's
to see
the plan.
thousands. I want thousands, millions of recipes. I want there to be
Yeah.
lots of recipes. That's
Like-
depth.
That'll be insane in a good way.
Yeah.
It will.
That's yeah. And I wanted to make it so Wiki cannot answer all your questions.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, that would be.
So
So
we
you-
will
so
spend the
that
rest of
we're-
our lives discovering
Yeah,
what's
so
going on.
So the ordinary guy can just stumble upon something and be the first one to see it.
Yeah. See, wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
That would be cool. Yep.
I mean, we're all going to use a wiki because it's easier.
Oh, of
But-
course it is. That's right.
I would love it if we could discover things ourselves.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's not
Oh, yeah.
quite like it was in the old days with your single-player game.
You had to discover it yourself then.
I know.
That's right. There was
Before
no
the
wiki.
days of the internet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, if you didn't discover it, you were lost.
Yeah, you were. There was hint books back then you had to buy.
Yeah,
I
that's
remember
right.
those.
Yeah.
But they didn't cover everything.
Nope.
No, they hinted. You still had to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember the notebooks we had to make for playing the Ultimate games?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I do. Lots of games had notebooks.
Yeah.
I think you had to draw your own dungeon maps too, didn't you? In some
Yes.
ways.
Yes. Yeah.
Or you would get lost.
Yes.
Yeah, you had to get out the paper with the squares, whatever it's called now, and and draw yourself a
Oh,
map.
yeah. The graph paper. Yes.
Graph paper, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember when games started letting you type on your map. That was always very handy too. If you found something,
Yes.
a little note on there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a handy thing to have.
Yes, it is.
I think I remember buying a answer book or a guide for Complete Ultima 7.
Yes, I did too.
Yeah.
And Ultima Online too.
Okay.
I just recently found my copy of it. Lots of notes in there too. It was fun times.
Yep. Okay. Well, I think we might have pretty well covered the news.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Anybody have any more comments or thoughts or questions?
No, I think we pretty much covered the basics.
Beautiful. Okay. I believe you're going to be away next week, Lord Baldrith.
That's right. I am going out of town,
Wow.
so I will not be around on Friday. So
Okay. Well, I'll
You'll
try
put-
not to destroy the shop while you're away.
that's okay if you do. We'll just rebuild it.
Oh, cool.
All right. Well, guess I'll take us out then. Want to make note, help us to make this a really good news program. If you see an item of news that's interesting for the community, send it to Lord Baldrith at thecaverns.net or Asclepius at thecaverns.net. And the awesome background music again is by Stephen J. Goldman, entitled Shroud of the Overture Part 1. Also, thanks to Sir Isycle for the technical work on the newscast. Thanks to Amber Rain for broadcasting the newscast on avatarsradio.com. This is Lord Baldrith and
Asclepius.
And Isycle.
with Echoes from the Caverns.